What you're about to watch or hear is the first hour of a Patreon exclusive episode where we go through everything I watched, read, or played in 2025, and I rank it on a tier list. If you want to see the full thing, I'll talk about how you can do that at the very end, or you can click the link down below to join the Zero Indent Patreon. That's patreon.com/Zero Indent. And if you sign up for the $5 tier, you'll gain access to this bonus episode, as well as 10 years of back catalog of Patreon exclusive content. That's it from me. Enjoy. Oh, Darth's in the bath right now. Darth's in the bath reading The Power of One.
Got to go chill in my fluid.
Actually, yeah, any accent is just too cool.
It's still really funny to me that I think that if you're South African, you're just never allowed to mention The Power of One, period.
Mention what?
The Power of One?
What is that?
It's like their most famous book. It's about boxing.
Okay.
And it's one of these like white fantasy reparation stories where like it imagines that the thing that actually would unify apartheid is what if there was just one white guy who was really good at boxing. And it's the most like racially insensitive book I've ever read, and every South African is like, oh yes, The Power of One is inspirational.
Is it like we can bridge like racial divide with sports?
Yeah.
Like The Blind Side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but a book and it's really long and they make you study it in school and it's bad.
Okay.
So just to make you cringe, I absolutely thought you were talking about the Acolyte
The Acolyte.
and the Power of One chant.
Oh god.
The Power of One chant that the witches do.
I'll say this. I'm glad to be done with work for the year because it means I can turn my brain off and not be offended by that. The fact that you think I would, apropos of nothing, reference the Acolyte is offensive.
Oh boys, did we see the Fate of the Old Republic trailer?
We did. Have you seen that yet, Darth?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
All right,
that was that.
We actually have the capacity to just do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably.
Do you want to time .is, Darth? And we'll hang on.
Yep, I'm good to go.
Can I do this from here? Would it be on place? I'd be IGN. Hang on. Let's do a time.is first. We're rolling on everything. Let's do 50 if you want to clap, Pat.
All right.
Do a Pat clap. Jesus Christ. That was so loud. Fucking hell. All right. Darth, I was going to say before, not only do we have are we fortunate enough to have the beardless Darth variant, but we've also got the Star Wars. Is that you wearing a little Groglet shirt?
Groglet.
Yes.
He's got a little Groglet. All right, so you might be able to hang on, I might have to reshare. Hold on. We can do this.
All in all, I thought it was a pretty good Game Awards. That Mila Jovovich and Hitman. That's yep.
Mm-hmm.
In line with the random guests that I have.
Did you play that Marshall Mathers one? It was surprisingly good.
No,
It's like really good. It's still not going to share sound though. Hold on.
David sent me a clip from
stream
a award show
Different.
that was pretty recent.
different. That was the BAFTAs, dude.
Yeah, so
Imagine getting
I'm
the
leading
BAFTAs
to
and the Game Awards confused, dude. Embarrassing.
Well, I know I should be, but there's too much in life that should embarrass me, so I've given up on that emotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It led me to an awkward question, which you both will want to fillet me for,
Okay.
and will lead to like an actual episode at some point.
God.
But like the whole thing was everyone like freaking out about how awesome these voice actors are, and to some extent, yes, I understand, but to the rest.
Oh, what happened? Hello?
he's self-flayed.
Oh, yeah, what happened?
Like
Oh.
a huge percentage of that is the animation.
Wait,
right?
we lost literally all
Yeah,
of that.
you cut out for all of
You
that.
paused and then it froze.
Ah, dang it! It did it to that.
There's it again.
Let me change this over.
I don't get the award-winning voice artist hype that the fans have for the actors of specific games, because I that did I lose you again?
Yeah, but that was on purpose. I think that might be a bit more stable.
Okay. But yeah, I think a huge part of that is like the animation and how good the animation is, and it's all attributed to the voice actor, and the whole thing is just confusing to
Yeah.
me.
That's true actually, because like I don't know, playing some of the new Assassin's Creeds, like you just it's painful watching the lack of animation on people, try voice actors trying their best and stuff.
Okay, counter argument. At the same time, a voice can carry so much emotion.
Mm.
There's a so the F1 season just finished, and we had like an absolutely stunning finale where the drivers' championship went down to the wire.
It was, but Verstappen still won.
Nope, Lando Norris.
Really?
Yeah.
I googled it and it said okay.
Max won the race, but Lando won the championship.
Okay, and that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good. No one likes it when Max wins. But my point was going to be that there's a 1 minute, like 30 or 2 minute video of it's Lando's outlap, which is basically you finish the race and you have to do another circuit to get back to the start line. And it's just his helmet, so you can't see his face. It's just him talking on the radio. And you have never cried so quickly in your entire life. Just listening to how happy he is and how happy his like pit wall are and the emotion in everyone's voice. And it was one of those moments of like, oh yeah, like voice can do a lot of work without animation. So just as a recent example, but also like maybe I'm just prepped to cry because it's that time of year. I don't know. It's been a long one.
Well, speaking of emotion, I like last night in the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley prefaced the show with like a personal story about how his house burned down in the LA fires at the start of the year, and then his dad died later in the year, and he, it's easy to be quite cynical about like watching someone like him present, but he had this like the tiniest little quiver in his voice when he said that, and you could tell that he was trying with every fiber in his being not to lose it, not to like be emotional. And like it was just one little betrayal, and that was enough to sell me. I'm like, I love this dude, bravo.
Yeah.
I literally said bravo out loud.
Good on you, Jeff.
Yeah.
And your weird sneakers. I'm happy for him. All right, let me tab the recording so we can watch. So this Dart, this is a trailer for. I'm just gonna play it. You tell me.
Yeah, this is sick.
You tell me volume wise.
I've never even played the other games, but
Look at those the graphics on the fingers
The
with that
finger
glove graphics. That's such a sick shot. They got that rock graphics, dude.
the graphics on every object.
They got that leather graphics.
Yeah,
dude.
I was about to say the leather graphics.
This is a bad shot, to be fair. Just cinematically.
This is a what?
A bad shot cinematically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. Are you ready for it, Darth?
I don't think I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Swuffertor.
Oh.
that abbreviation doesn't work as well.
No, it does not.
No. Have you played those old games, Darth?
I was about to show my ignorance. There is only one. Is there only one Knights of the Old Republic? Or are there two?
My friend. My friend. My sweet, innocent baby child. So there's two. The first one is like a fully completed. It's considered one of the best RPGs of all time. Maybe held back a little bit by the D&D mechanics. The second game they made in about 9 months with what seems like a gun to their head from EA. And so it's good, but you have to install like 57 mods to make it like complete. So there's two, but there's really only one that's renowned for being high quality.
And is it canon?
Parts of it are.
Interesting.
So like parts of Revan's storyline are canon, but then basically everything in 2 is not canon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love how they can just say whatever.
Well, they keep doing weird shit like reintroducing certain bits of canon. Like they were like, oh yeah, this bartender is canon again. But the bar that they're in isn't. Like Disney are just
Yeah.
Davis, I don't know what he's doing over there, man.
Reminds me of like the Alien canon. That shit is a shit show.
Well, yeah, because it's one Aliens,
And then
Prometheus, Romulus, Covenant.
yeah, officially.
Yeah.
And I think
And also the video game.
isolate. Yeah, well, people. Yeah, apparently there's some debate about that one too. Apparently, yeah.
Anyway, that's what did you Star Wars?
Yeah. Thoughts from the Star Wars.
Thoughts
guy?
from Star Wars?
Okay, apologies because you froze up right before whatever question you asked me.
This screen share it's not loving this, but we're riding with it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can see it from here, right? Like on the actual webcam, so I can probably stop sharing the screen, right?
Let me walk
Like
close.
if I do this, I guess you don't strictly need to see it. You'll hear me as I say stuff.
The tier list.
Yeah.
He needs to see the tier list, surely.
Well, it's there.
It's the main visual.
I know that. We're dealing with technological constraints, Patrick.
The main visual. Yes.
Okay, so
Cool.
that's sufficiently big. I can probably do one more level of zoom. That did the opposite of what I wanted. How does one zoom?
Oh, you use the actual website. When I did this, I did it all in Photoshop.
You psycho.
Yeah, because I don't know. For some reason at the time, this seemed harder than just doing it in Photoshop.
Well,
But it totally isn't.
All I had to do was download all the images to one folder.
Yeah.
It was actually super easy. So I should explain what we're doing. This is going to be one of the rare Patreon bonuses where you probably want to watch the video. I know a lot of people who are the Patreon, they're big audio people. Okay, they're like OG ride or die audio freaks, man. They got hi-fi setups and shit. They got the speaker towers and whatnot. Just kind of going to be old school. So basically what I did is I wrote down, I kind of do this every year already, but I wrote down everything that I watched or read this year. I also noted down who it was recommended from. So I'm absolutely going to put some people on blast for giving me some shit recommendations. This is video games, books, and TV shows and movies. So no podcasts, because I felt like that would be a bit too inside baseball.
Yeah.
But if I had to give like a top 3 podcast recommends for this type of show, Shelved by Genre by Range Touch, which is it's very similar to our show. It's a fortnightly show about genre fiction. They tool it a little bit differently and their angle's a little bit different, but it's very good. The Iron Age of Comics, which is a extremely detailed sort of retrospective look at the 70s to 90s era of comic books and the economic incentives that followed Reaganomics. It's very good. And then probably trying to think, there's 2 that are competing. I guess Just King Things, which is also a Range Touch podcast where Michael Lutz and Cameron Kunzelman are reading every Stephen King book in publication order, which is a lot because he writes like 2 books a year. So it's very good podcast. Any podcast shout outs that you boys have at the top? Are you guys podcast people? This is something I never ask because I'm a big podcast guy. But I feel like sometimes when you make a podcast, you don't have time to listen to a podcast. Or you
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been listening to the same podcast for the last couple of years, which is The Rest is History and Empire, both history podcasts, to no one's surprise. But something new I tried this year was a recommendation from our old colleague Kyle Punt, The Darknet Diaries. It's about like hacker stories, basically.
Okay.
People, and this guy interviews people from around the world who are infamous for, and have some story about how they, hacked some major government institution or something like that, and they exposed these really interesting vulnerabilities, and a lot of these people went to prison and shit as well for it. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
That sounds like some real like nerd, like us nerd shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like that overlap of like podcasting plus engineering plus techno. Like
Mm.
it's the triangle.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, Darth, you a podcast guy?
No, for the most part. Because I guess if I found one, I haven't really looked for any that are more entertainment than educational. I've always thought of them as more of an educational thing. And typically, typically when I'm doing something, I have to be like focused on that thing, so I'm not really listening to anything. Um, so the answer would be no, but I need to start setting out more like relaxing time is not the right word, but meditation is not the right word either. But where you just like sit there, kind of force yourself not to do anything for 5 or 10 minutes, and then that could be podcast time while you're just sitting there and doing the meditation thing and trying to get off of the dopamine rush.
Yeah.
No, I need the fidgeting.
Yeah.
I need the other thing.
Well, if I could use that 10 minutes, I could be playing FIFA, dude. So, what am I going to not play FIFA? I know that my depression's bad when I reinstall. It's such a funny cycle. My therapist gives me shit for it, but she's like anytime that I reinstall like a FIFA game onto my PlayStation, she's like, oh, so the depression's back. Apparently that's just like, because it literally is just like it's a mediation tool where it's like, because I'm really good at FIFA, not to brag. I don't want to, but I'm pretty good at FIFA. Okay.
When we all meet in person, Darth and I are going to be like super sweaty in Smash Brothers, and you're going to be like, you guys want to play FIFA?
You guys
And we're
wanna play
gonna be like, No.
I would demolish you in speedrunners, so let's not say some shit we can't take
No,
back.
I don't know. I'm alright at speedrunners.
Okay. Alex is really good at speedrunners.
Yeah.
To the point where I refuse to play with him. But last Christmas we brought the Switch over to my mum's place for Christmas Day. We played about 2 rounds of speedrunners, and we both went, "This isn't fun. I'm just mad now." All right, let's. So I have the rules I have for this are simple. It's something I have to have completed in the calendar year.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that it came out
Yeah.
this year. It doesn't mean that I started it this year. It just means I finished it this year. So, for example, what is not on this list is Pluribus because it's not done yet.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's not on this list is Welcome to Derry because I haven't finished it yet, although very good TV show. What's not on this list is Stranger Things because it's bad and I'm not going to finish it. That's a different issue. That Stranger Things 5 is rough, man.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
I stopped in the middle of season 3, I think.
I think the problem is, I mean, first of all, it's been too long between drinks. Like, I don't think that's like a controversial thing to say, but like, also, it's a bunch of 30-year-olds being like, yeah, we're still 18. Right? And I'm like looking at Millie Bobby Brown, and I'm like, you're married. What are you doing?
Your lips are so much bigger than when you were a child.
You look at Finn Wolfhard, you're like, this is a grown man. That's a grown adult man.
Have you seen the pics of the actor for Aang from the live-action Avatar in season 2?
No.
The puberty hit that guy like a fucking truck, and he's got
truly?
like the chattest jawline you've ever seen. Now it's so funny. It's so different.
That's incredible, man. What was that One Piece adaptation any good? I didn't watch that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yes.
Was it?
Oh my word. The Netflix live action. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know nothing about the anime. All I know is that it was a pirate and they maybe had superpowers.
This does not bode particularly well. Let me try server hopping again. Oops. This would suggest that it's on Darth's end, however. Let's go. US South.
Is like he's like getting rid of.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yeah. So yeah, highly. I loved it. I adored it. I immediately wanted to watch it again. I've been recommending it to everyone ever since I saw it.
Okay, so that means I'll hate it. I think is what that usually means.
Potentially.
Potentially.
But
all right, we got games.
if you can find stuff to hate here, I don't know.
I can listen. Given enough time, I can hate anything. I think we all know this about me. All right, game's the first cab off the rank. I've got Citizen Sleeper 2. It's an immediate S. I know it's early, but it's so good. So Citizen Sleeper is a game originally by Gareth Damian Martin, who did On Strange Waters, and it's a game about you play as a sleeper in this sort of dystopian sci-fi future in outer space. Sleepers are artificial creatures who are basically enslaved to the government because the government has this thing they need that keeps them alive and keeps them regulated. And, you know, the first game was a game about, like, capital and community, and how do you array yourself against mass capital and live a meaningful life under, you know, the crushing weight of capitalism. And then the second game is about the same things, but it takes a much broader look, and it ends up being about end-of-life care and community and how you process the fact that, like, as you get older, you have less energy and less resources, and then how do you accept your own sort of mortality. It's a game that there are many points throughout which one will cry.
It sounds like typical narrative sequel material.
Yeah.
For some reason, video game narrative sequels are always just like the writers at the top of their absolute game.
Oh, dude.
I find.
Yeah. Except for Dragon Age 2, which people hate, even though it's quite good. Yeah, I highly recommend Citizen Sleeper and everything Gareth Damian Edwards. He did a podcast. He was the reason I read Berserk.
Yeah, right, okay.
Because he did, what's the podcast called? It's got evil in the name. Idea of Evil, maybe, with the editor of Bullet Points Monthly, where they read through every issue of Berserk. It's a fantastic podcast. Was why I got into it. And then I was like, oh, this is everything from Dark Souls in one story.
Yep, sure is.
Sure is. Expedition 33, that's going to be an A tier. It's not an S tier only because I sucked at the combat a little bit. So,
Did you play on hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too, and yeah,
It was pretty hard. Did you finish it? Wow. That was a no, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, my Game Pass subscription ran out. I'm like, I'm not paying for another $35 for just to play the epilogue of Expedition 33.
It's probably worth it. Let me ask you this: did you get to the point where? How do I ask this without spoiling? Did Mael's hair change color?
Yes.
Okay, so you got that far at
Yeah.
least. Okay, cool. Expedition 33, for those who aren't playing along, this is mostly going to be the games. Everything else you guys should recognize. Is a story. It's a very, very cool high fantasy concept story where basically in this world, 100 years ago, a number appears on this monolith, and every year, at the same time, if you're older than that number, you get gommaged, which is just French for die. It's just French for death. And every year they send an expedition out of volunteers to go and try and kill the paintress who resides within the monolith. And you follow Expedition 33, the last expedition. Charlie Cox is in it. He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
He had clearly no idea what the fuck the thing was.
No,
They just put him in a booth and he talked. And then,
they said, "Be Charlie Cox."
yeah. In interviews afterwards, he's like, yeah, I think I was in a game this year.
Yeah. He got nominated for best performance, and he wasn't there, so he obviously wasn't going to win.
Yes. Well, to be fair, Jennifer English won for Mael, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely well deserved. I think like truly one of the greatest voice roles of all time, and that's saying something because she was fucking Shadowheart. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Jennifer English is big in the industry right now. Dispatch, it's a C tier.
Ooh.
Not because it's bad, but because I don't need any more of the shit in my life.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like, it's yeah.
Yeah, I played it and I went, I remember 2012.
Yeah.
It's like not every second word has to be a dick or a dick joke or a sex joke. Yeah, but it's a superhero. It's by a bunch of the original Telltale devs, so it plays like the original Walking Dead Telltale games, like the Batman Telltale games. Which, incidentally, Darth, you should play. You would love the Batman Telltale games. They're
Is that
really
like
excellent.
Arkham Asylum?
No. So Telltale do like narrative. How would you describe them, Pat? They're like
Choose your own adventure, like storybook video games. But you know, like the branches of the story converge at a lot of points. Like regardless of what choices you make, it just like they branch for a little bit, and you see different interactions depending on which choices you make. But then eventually, at key story points, it ends up in the same shit. So
Yeah. I think my issue was really like I played the game like a grown up, and the game punished me for it, and I was like, really? I like did all the responsible stuff, and it was like, well, you get a bad ending, and I'm like, well, that's just not good writing.
I've played the first season of that Telltale Batman, and it was very good. It's a lot like Matt Reeves' Batman, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very similar. It does a lot of like reconfiguration of how these characters relate to each other.
Yes.
The Joker in particular, they do a lot of interesting new stuff with I've never seen before.
I enjoyed that.
I think it's good. I don't like it, but it's good. It's one of those things where it's like it's for someone else. It's that kind of game. It's specifically for Darth.
Batman or Dispatch?
The Batman.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what if Batman was just a really good guy? And he was surrounded by really shitty scenarios. Silksong, easy S tier. Don't even have to.
Nice.
Don't even have to explain myself. Now listen, it could be an A tier, just for that fucking final gauntlet. Holy shit, Act 3. My goodness me. But it's an S tier because I downloaded that final fight into my brain, and when I did my final run, I didn't get hit once. Like I truly have never played anything as good as Silksong, and I probably never will again.
What about Hollow Knight?
Silksong is so much better.
Well, it's not on this list. I thought you played both of them back to back.
I did, but I technically.
Oh, okay, you played it before.
Yeah.
Right.
It technically wasn't the first time through. But Hollow Knight would be an A tier because it onboards poorly.
Yeah, I
Whereas
agree.
Silksong is like seamless.
Okay.
It's just devious, and the boys who made it should be put in jail for what they did to my life. Silksong was a game where when I wasn't playing Silksong, I was thinking about when I was next going to play Silksong. And then I finished Silksong, and I was thinking about how much I wanted to be playing Silksong. So this is that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows C2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't disagree, but yeah.
Yeah. I wish it were better, but it's not.
Yeah, it's painful, man, seeing the decline of this franchise.
There's just not enough future stuff, and that's the whole hook and appeal to me of that franchise, and it's just not in there. So,
which one was that?
It's the new the Japan one.
Japan. Oh, that's disappointing because that was the first one I think I actually really cared about, or was potentially interested in getting just because I love that country and that era. So.
Well, if you'll play Ghosts of Tsushima instead.
That makes a lot of sense though, because it's definitely, it's one of the biggest video game IPs in the world. This one, it definitely was trying to be like the softest of reboots. Pretty divorced from any of the previous lore, and like every game does that to an extent, but it's still, I don't know, it's still when you got deep enough into any of those games, there was a wealth of like connections to the overall lore. Whereas this game, there was one mission that connected it to the rest of the universe.
Yeah. I don't care so much for that. Like in Valhalla, when you meet like one of the side characters from like the Ezio trilogy, I was like, holy shit. But then Shadows is just like, nah.
Bro, the more I think about Valhalla, the more I love it. Like the atmosphere and the mystery of Basim in that game, it like carries it. It's so good. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's just a shame about like the structure of the game is not something I'm interested in. Contrast with Odyssey or Black Flag, maybe.
I have a related question to that doesn't need answering now, but you could ponder about it. Thinking about how extremely big these worlds are, not just that individual game that you're talking about, but how it ties into all these other games, and like some of the bits of information you're referencing might be from like an NPC that's tucked around in a corner in a basement, and there's so much, and you have to find everything to uncover all of the story, and then that's for the entire franchise. Like when you think back to the games from like the 90s and the early 2000s, it was pretty linear as far as like
It's definitely not an hour end, from what I can tell. It's a very emphatic freeze frame.
Makes it this must be happening like a lot, and we just don't notice it because we're talking.
No, this is new.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty new. The thing that usually happens is there's a bit of lag, so I have to like cut around us talking over each other and telling someone to talk, but that's just the edit. But no, this is new. Well, we can quickly toss Death Stranding 2 in there. That's obviously a C. It's not very good. It's more of the same, and that's fine. When they were like, "Do you want to skateboard?" I was like, "All right, I'm done. I'm fine, thanks."
Yeah. It's such a efficient mode of travel until it's like you can only travel in the areas that you've linked up, and then the map is constructed in a way where it makes it really inconvenient to like travel anywhere if you haven't linked up like all of them.
At which point, I'm gonna take a vehicle because it doesn't use up my chiral crystals.
Yeah. Well, at that point in the game, I had like an excess of chiral crystals. Like,
Yeah. That's I suppose that it's a false economy, as they say.
Yeah.
No, we've lost them entirely.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll push on. Okay, so go with all the gifts. This is a film adaptation of the zombie book that I read this year. It's bad. It's D2. It's not a good film, and it tries to fix the book's ending.
Okay.
And it doesn't. It makes it worse. Very interesting concept for an apocalypse story, but ultimately, like, I think it's weird. It was one of those books where like it was clearly written to be the start of like a young adult trilogy, but it like ends with like because the hook is that the zombies are already, how do I explain it? Like the zombies are people. Like there are children who are like born and they have like full cognition, but they're infected.
Okay, yep.
And so they're occasionally taken over by their sort of zombie instincts. And the hook is like, well, what if that's a good thing? Or like, what if it's not bad that they're zombies?
Okay.
And it just doesn't know what to do with that.
It's like Warm Bodies. I've not that I know anything
Kind
about
of,
that.
yeah. It's got all the trappings of like a sort of a vampire story almost, where it's like,
Yeah.
but there are good things about being a vampire too. And it's like, yeah, but the allegory kind of collapses when you start saying shit like that.
Is Sinners in here?
It is.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
It's in there somewhere. Yeah, he's down there.
Okay, nice.
Hamlet, which we watched, A tier, easy. It's good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, very good. David Tennant, killing it.
Uh-huh. It was fucking long though. Holy.
It was so long. Actually, yeah, it's a B tier 'cause it's like 3.5 hours. You can make a good point. It's too long. Suits LA. This is the weirdest show I watched this year. So do you remember Suits?
Yeah. And I remember you talking to me about this show.
It's the most bizarre like remix vibe of all time. What they did is they went, okay, what if we redid Suits in the year of our Lord 2025, a show that started in like 2015, but they write these new characters to be the same archetypes as the old show, but slightly different.
Yeah.
So like the main guy is like Harvey
Scrubs season 9.
It's like it is exactly like Scrubs season 9. So it's like the main guy is like Harvey Specter, but he's got a heart of gold, and it's like, well, then the character doesn't work. So it's an easy D tier for me. I don't know why it exists.
Nice.
It's more interesting to think about than to watch that kind of show. Thunderbolts, C tier. Friendship saved the day. This special effects on the bad guy was sick as fuck. Like the did you watch that film?
Yeah. I thought the way that Bob's actor like portrayed his form of depression was very like realistic and something I haven't really seen in cinema before.
Yeah. But I like the way they use the they describe it as they looked at images from Hiroshima of like the blast, and that's where they get the idea for the shadow effect when he zaps people.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of wish that little girl just died when she became a shadow.
Yeah, can't kill them all. Patrick.
Can't kill little girls in a Disney film.
The Flesh and the Devil, that's B tier. It's a good film.
Yeah,
be a good time. I think that was probably one of the most interesting discussions we had as well. I think to kick off the unit,
Mm.
I'm happy with.
Yeah, I liked watching old apocalypse films.
It does make me wish there were more of them.
Yeah.
Is he back? He might be back.
It's going in and out.
Going in and out. We've plunged on without you. I don't think you missed much. Yeah, Thunderbolt's not great. Superman A2. It was a good film.
Oh yeah, Superman was. Man, from the moment I saw like the first like screenshots, I was like, oh man, I know this is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. You see that Supergirl trailer? Looks great.
No, I haven't.
They're doing it based on there's a series of comic books that are like it's like a Supergirl run where they're like space operas.
Okay.
And it's basically a western set in space.
Oh,
So she's
okay.
like flying between different places, like solving problems, getting into trouble.
Oh yeah,
And they're
that's
just
cool.
doing that as a film, and it looks excellent.
Yeah, yeah, very good casting with Millie Alcock. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Why she was really good in Upright. If you watch that, the Tim Minchin show.
Nope.
Real, dude, you got to watch Upright. It's so great. Tim Minchin plays like a washed up, like rock star. Like he was famous when he was like 20 or whatever, and now he's like his actual age. And she's this like precocious teenager. And they crash into each other while traveling across Australia, and so it's a road trip. But she's an absolute nightmare, and he's Tim Minchin.
Is Millie Alcock Australian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was just English.
No, she's one of ours. She's one of our few exports.
I see.
That show is so good. It's extremely funny and will just rip your heart out and stamp all over it multiple times. It's great.
Okay.
Highly recommend. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I watched this in the airport at Singapore, waiting for my flight. It's bad, D tier.
Yeah, I also watched this and it wasn't great.
Yeah. I don't know why. Who's the lady that plays
Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell? I don't understand what they were doing.
Why do we need another love interest, but not really, flirt interest?
Because Tom Cruise won't kiss women anymore in film, and so they're just in that pod together, boobily, as it were. It's bizarre. Did you have you seen are you a Mission Impossible guy, Darth? I feel like you're not a big I feel like you were a big action guy at some point.
Well, yeah, before I met you, and then you kept making fun of me for it.
That's accurate. Yeah. I was going to defend myself, but then I was like, that would be hypocritical.
but then you were like,
Yeah,
that's actually just the truth.
I think the last one that I saw was Ghost Protocol, which I recall really enjoying. Nothing to say about the quality of the film. I just enjoyed it.
I love watching Tom Cruise run.
Yeah, those the 4, 5, and 6 in Mission Impossible films. Those are peak. Those are so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Heretic A2. It's a great film.
Still haven't seen this.
It's real spooky. It's real Method to the Madness material.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like, bro, what is faith, dude? Pass me that spliff. Like, it's that type of film. But it's great, and what's his face is very scary, so I highly recommend.
Nice.
It's a metaphor, Patrick, for God and stuff.
I see.
And it's like a lot about like religious syncretism and stuff like that, and like, it's a bunch of people that have thought a lot about religion and are trying to do some maneuvers that I think I've never seen any like story try and do. Whether it achieves them or not, whatever. But it's interesting nonetheless. The Gorge, C2. It's a story about it's based on a book, and there's 2 spies that are sent by one sent by the Russians, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and then one sent by the Yanks, which is Miles, whatever his name is, Teller. No,
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Yeah. And they are guarding this gorge, and they don't know what's in it. But it turns out that in the gorge is a gateway to hell.
Okay.
And they fall in love across this gorge because it's that type of book. And then they go into the gorge
Okay.
for reasons.
Okay.
And the second they go into the gorge, the film completely breaks down and loses the plot. But everything up until then is great.
Oh, interesting.
And C2.
Okay.
I
I actually do remember watching the trailer for this and thinking, this is some garbage.
It, again, very good until they go into gorge.
Okay.
Like, it does a lot of creative stuff. Like, how would you defend a vertical gorge from demons and stuff in, like, a modern age? Like, it does some meaningful materialism with that just, yeah. And then it's like, well, now we're just in the gorge.
Uh-huh.
And it just becomes every action film ever. Captain America Brave New World D2. It's not good.
Yeah. That was. Yeah.
Did you watch that, Darth?
It's a weird film.
How au fait are you on Marvel? You completely checked out?
I I was going to try to start defending it just to piss you off, but it wasn't great, even though I was mostly entertained. But half the time I was thinking, well, that looked cool, but it was really stupid.
That, yeah. I thought that New Falcon was cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I think all the characters were right,
Mm-hmm.
but just something about, I don't know, everything about the plot of the film was like, well, and you know, like there's researchable reasons why, you know, it was a bit of a mess and
Yeah.
a lot of reshoots and rewrites and stuff like that, and like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America, I thought was great.
They did a lot of cleanup work of his character from that TV show that was really good until the last episode.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly, yeah. I feel the same way.
And then he sat down and he was like, what if domestic terror is also terrorism and we should all stop doing terrorism?
You got to do better, Senator.
It's like, my God. I remember George Bush Jr. This shit doesn't work. Anyway, Ballerina, that's a B2. The first act is so slow, but then the action's really good. The big set piece at the end is cool. I love seeing Keanu doing his big stuff, coming back in as John Wick. And Anya Taylor-Joy is extremely good in that role.
Huh?
Hmm?
Anna de Armas?
Anna de Armas. I don't know. It's the Annas, dude. You know what I'm talking about. Listen, it's good. It is Anna de Armas. You're right. No, I thought it was really fun. Yeah, just that first act needed a complete rewrite. Like it spends like an hour churning through material. It should have taken 10 minutes.
Is John Wick in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. There's a big set piece at the end where like she has to like infiltrate this base, and there's a train, and like that's like the central piece, and you know she's about to go in, and he shows up, and he's like,
Oh,
"Hey,
oh yeah.
I heard you need some guns." It's good. 28 years later, C2.
Really?
I just have no interest in where they're taking the franchise. It's not a value judgment. It's not about the quality of the film. I just saw it and I went, I don't care about this anymore.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Really?
No, but
Bro, you gotta watch 28 Days Later.
so yeah, I intend to. I've heard that. So in this film, it's, you know, the law is that this zombie apocalypse started in the year 2000, right?
Mhm.
And they've just sort of like projected as to what, like, you know, real life celebrities and stuff would be in this universe,
Mhm.
where the zombie apocalypse has been for, you know, 30 years.
Well, yeah. So the first one's 28 Days Later, so obviously happens right afterwards, and then it's 28 weeks later. Which is then like, okay, well, if you did reestablish civilization, what would threaten that? And then 28 years later is like, okay, but realistically, long term, how would you survive? And the answer is, you would find yourself like an isolated island or inlet or somewhere that's like completely defensible to the dead and the living. But then it starts to become way too interested in like, and what religions would evolve from this scenario?
Yeah.
And it's every maneuver I've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's Danny Boyle, so it's really well filmed and it's really well shot. And there's this tremendous sequence where the two main characters, the island they live on, is connected nominally by a land bridge that during high tide gets flooded. And so there's a sequence at night where they're running across this flooded land bridge back to the island. They're being chased by a zombie. It's one of the craziest shots I've ever seen at cinema. And they did it all in camera for real. They shot the whole thing with iPhones.
Oh. Which
is because Danny Boyle likes to be able to move cameras around in places that are quite tight spaces.
Yeah.
So he built these like custom, they're crazy to look at, these custom like body rigs with steady cams for these iPhones.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Weapons, it's an A2. It was really good. It was the second horror film I watched this year, and it was really good.
Who's it by?
It's the guy who did Barbarian. He's the main horror guy whose name I'm not going to be able to remember right now.
I know. No clue then.
No, it was really good. very cool premise, really good mystery, and resolves with witches, which was really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. Did you see that? You see that one, Duff?
No, sir.
Okay, I think you'd like it. It's like, what if there was actual evil in the world and you had to actually be a good guy to defeat it? It's one of those type of films.
I'm still kind of laughing at the idea that you were like, yeah, 28 years later, not my cup of tea, didn't like it. Pat, you gotta watch it.
Well, no, I'm saying he's got to watch the previous films, the previous ones. But I mean, like, they're fun. They're zombie films. Like,
Yeah.
it's post-apocalypse. Maybe we do that next year.
I love Train Spotting, so gotta
Okay.
give Danny Boyle a shot.
True Detective Season 1, S tier.
Yeah, hold on. Explain yourself.
Well, okay. So it occurred to me this year that I never actually finished True Detective Season
That's
1.
crazy.
So I rewatched the whole thing.
What'd you get up to?
I literally think like episode 4.
Okay.
I don't know why I stopped. It might be one of the greatest seasons of television ever written. I have
Yeah.
no idea why I stopped watching it. I think I got to the point where it maybe I was further in than that. I got to the point where it goes to the future, like in the like the flashbacks. Stuff.
Well, that's like the penultimate episode, isn't
Yeah, so maybe it just didn't finish. I don't know. I don't know. It's really good though.
Oh, it's mate, fantastic. Like, yeah.
I'm not sure I love how much of the dialogue for who's McConaughey's character?
Rust.
I'm not sure how much I love. Yeah, Rust Cole. Fuck, that's a good name. A lot of his dialogue is just lifted like pretty much whole cloth from Alan Moore and like Promethea. Like to the point where like his ending monologue of that show is an actual monologue from an Alan Moore comic book.
Oh.
So I don't know what to do with that.
The writer just must like Alan Moore.
Yeah.
That would check.
I get it.
Yeah. I've listened to interviews with the writer, and yeah, he just seems like a you kind of guy, just like a guy that reads and like watches a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen True Detective Season 1, Darth? Because you should.
I was about to ask for a synopsis because I don't even know what the show's about.
God, it's a really big concept. Basically, these two
Well,
detectives
You didn't finish it, so
No, I did
maybe we
now.
Yeah.
I did now. Okay, synopsis. So, two kind of corrupt detectives are put on the case of some murders that everyone thinks aren't connected.
In the Louisiana Bayou.
In the Louisiana Bayou. It flashes between the future and the past. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey as the two leads. And they sort of move between a current investigation where it seems like the murderer has resurfaced and a flashback to the previous investigation where you start to see how they've compromised and covered up certain aspects of the investigation. And it's about, like faith, corruption. There's a point where you maybe start to think that some of this cult stuff is real as well.
Yeah, it kind of tricks you, doesn't it? Like, you're like, is this supernatural
It's
stuff?
a really good genre romp in that regard.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot, actually, of Station 11 in some ways, of like the questions of reality.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a I love
what-
that monologue at the end of season 2. Oh, sorry, episode 2 with Rust. He's looking at the birds and he goes, "But sometimes it makes you feel like you're mainlining the truth of the universe." So good. Sorry, Darth, what were you gonna say?
Is that what Community was parodying once?
You have to be more specific.
When they had what was the? Never mind. I'm not gonna be able to.
Fucking hell.
I know.
Give me some
It was.
detail.
It
I
was
can
like
do
a.
this.
It was like a fake reason for why what's her name had left the group, and she was like the nurse for a detective who couldn't walk, and I'm pretty sure they were in Louisiana, like in the bayou, and they were.
Yeah, that's not
Is it-
specifically parodying True Detective. That's parodying like the notion of like CBS crime procedurals at the time, where they were like, it's a crime procedural, but the guy has autism, but he's black. Like it was that that gimmick type of CBS procedure. So not specifically True Detective, but of a piece with that, I would say.
But I think he had like superpowers, and he like removed the ropes himself at the end of it or something like that. Plus, they were in the bayou. Um.
I don't think he had
Anyway.
superpowers. Like, I don't know. The line I specifically remember from that is where he's tried to hang himself, like you're talking about. And then she's telling him like he has all these reasons to live. And she picks him up and he goes, "But I don't have any damn legs." And she goes, "Well, let me be I'll be your legs for you." Let
me be your legs.
So good. Yeah, yeah. The
So
emphasis
heartfelt.
is so heartfelt. So earnest.
What the hell is this?
It's a tag at the end of a Community episode.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Don't worry. This is just me and Darth's encyclopedic knowledge of Community at play. I want to say it's season 6. It's the end of the first episode of season 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be the later seasons. That's when they start doing those really random tags.
Yeah. That's when Dan Harmon really was in the lab. Daredevil Born Again. That's an A2, I think.
Okay.
What was that tone of voice?
I don't know. I reckon it'd be like a high B tier for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Darth, counter argument.
I would probably give it an A, but I'm definitely less picky.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with B. We can always move it later. Station 11, S2. No contest.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Just really good. And one of the best things I've enjoyed talking about this year, I think. Close seconded by the books, because I think that was a real for me at least, that was quite an eye opener of like what our format could do, which I was not sure if it was going to work or not.
Beck was furious that she had to wait like weeks to watch the new episodes.
I'm sorry, Beck. That's my bad. Oh, what you want? You want us to not? You just done what Darth did and just been like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch it all." What do we got? Alien Earth. That's a C2.
Oh,
It's
I
a
mean,
C2.
I don't necessarily disagree. I'd say like low B, high C, but I love Alien Man, so I loved this.
Yeah, I just think off the back of Romulus, I was expecting more. I wanted more of the corporate stuff.
I thought we got plenty of it.
Look, any show that's engaging with the deconstruction of mass capital, I'm always going to want more of that. So even the small amount that we got, I was like, not enough. Give me more. Give me more anti-capitalist thinking.
I thought I thought that was the main sort of like setting of the.
Yeah, but I'm just not sure that the ending sticks that as a theme.
Yeah, well, I mean, it clearly.
Like I know it's a conflationary move to end the way it does.
Yeah.
But it felt like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. Listen, it would be higher for me if I had the motivation to finish. Like I went weeks between drinks, and that to me is always a sign that I'm not into it. Instead of just crushing through it. Like you were there, I was like weeks behind. Like I wasn't keeping up, which for me is always a sign that I'm not loving it.
Yeah, I loved the episode 5 where they just remade the first Alien movie.
That was
it was
kind of sick. I would watch 1,000 of those with just different character configurations. Yeah. Normal People, S tier, really good. Based on the Sally Rooney book. It's anti-Darth material, by the way. I think this would like kill you on the spot if you watched it. It's a story. It's just a romance story, end to end.
Who's in it?
It's Paul Mescal, and Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And they basically play. So they're in like a small town in North England. They're in high school and they have a relationship, and he keeps it secret because he's like cool and like he's like kind of a jock type guy. And it's just it just follows their lives as they become like young adults and they go to university and they deal with this constant swapping of social position, social pressure. And they both come from really different backgrounds as well. So she's really wealthy and he basically comes from nothing. And so it's again a story about like mass capital and class stratification, and then the romance and how that intersects and things like that. It's really good.
You also pretty much just described Padme and Anakin.
That's true, dude. The women and the children. Yeah. The Substance, A2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's really good. Just the ending was a lot.
Yeah,
It's just a lot.
it was pretty
Um,
gross.
Did you watch the Substance stuff?
No, what's it about?
It's do you know like David Cronenberg?
It is a name.
So
I
he's
might be familiar with it.
he's the guy that is known for really gross practical effects in his film. So he did The Fly, Videodrome,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
and this film is very much following in the footsteps of that. But the movie is basically about this aging like TV hostess. She hosts like some like workout show or something.
It's like a classic like 90s fitness
Yeah.
show.
But she's like sort of like well past her prime, and all the television producers are like like kicking her to the curb and all this. And she gets introduced to this experimental drug called the Substance, which basically makes her young again, but in the most horrific way you could possibly imagine. She basically like births a new version of herself, and they have to swap every week. Yes.
Yeah, it's a metaphor for like the way that aging as a woman in society happens. It's a film about menopause and sexism and the difficulty of like aging and the expectations that are put upon you as a woman in society when you do age and it's thinking a lot about like what do people mean when they think about the right ways to age and the wrong ways to age and things like that. And they do lots of like specific things to make that happen. Like it's Margaret Qualley is in it, and they do like lots of like specific prosthetics to make her look even more like the ideal woman than she is in real life. Like they do a lot of work to. I was watching a video essay by I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Bread Circus, but it was someone similar in that space, where it was clear that just like it was a man who didn't understand the film, and it was one of the few essays where I've been like, oh, this is a really good illustration of how film analysis can work if you don't necessarily have the context for like what a film is doing. Because the guy was like, he's like a 22-year-old dude in like America. Like he had never thought about this. And so his whole thing was like, well, why does she take the substance at all? And it's like, well, it's a fucking meta. Like, what do you mean? I thought, yeah, it was pretty bad. People were very generous in the comments. They were like, my dude, this may not be the one. A Real Pain. It's a B tier. I don't have much more to say about it than that. It's a story about Jesse Eisenberg and his shitty cousin go and they do like a Holocaust tour. And it's a classic A21 film. It's a pretty short, self-contained idea.
Are they Jewish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know Kieran Culkin was Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good film. I just think it's let down a little bit by it needed about 10 more minutes at the end.
Okay.
I think that there's probably a director's cut out there that has that. But I thought it was great. We watched it. It was the night after the Sunshine Coast Marathon. I was so high, dude. I had like half of a brownie, bro, and like that shit sent me so hard. But I had a good time. I finally watched The Menu. That was a B2.
Okay.
Really fun, really cool idea. Just one of them ones, just that type of film. I really like any film that's like, aren't all these pretentious guys just kind of secretly losers?
Is it one of those films that's like it makes no diegetic sense, and it's just like purely allegorical? Is that...
Kind of. So the setup is that they go to this island. So there's this famous chef, and it's like the most expensive dinner that you can buy in the world. And Anya Taylor-Joy's boyfriend is some executive assistant to some C-suite person, so he gets invited. And it's a movie about class. So she comes from like a lower class background, like she's smoking a cigarette in the bathroom. It's that type of film.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these people have all these pretensions about food, and like each menu item is like a concept, but like they never really eat. Like they go the whole evening and she's just like, I need some fucking food, man. Like I'm starving. And the whole thing comes to a head when she basically calls the chef out on it because the behavior escalates throughout the night. And she's like, you're fucking psycho. Like none of this shit is food. What are you talking about? Like I grew up with no food. Like this is ridiculous. Yeah, and it is the type of film that ends with the second act is like there's a big twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was. Really
Is this
fun.
by Aronofsky, perchance?
I think so.
That check, because as you were describing this, I was like, this is Mother.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward. Like this is clearly a film that's a metaphor.
Yeah, yeah.
That yeah, as you say, doesn't make a lot of diegetic sense. But I thought it was really fun and really well written, and they write some real people that you love to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. It's got the guy who, Nicholas Hoult is
Yeah.
like the boyfriend.
Yeah,
And he's clearly doing his audition for Lex Luthor the whole time.
yeah.
shitty wealthy guy. It's really fun. Defending Jacob, that's an A tier. Apple TV based on a book. It's Chris Evans, the woman from Downton Abbey, and the kid from It. And basically, the kid gets accused of murder, but the twist is that the dad, played by Chris Evans, is the district attorney. And so he finds himself on the other side of like this court case for the first time ever. It's just a really harrowing drama because the whole time you're like, maybe this kid did do it, and then you start to doubt that he's innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Isn't there a similar show with Bryan Cranston about that, where he's a judge and he's doing the trial for his son who's accused of murder or something? Yeah.
It's a particular genre of crime story. But I was so blown away. I think it's like the first one of these type of crime procedurals that I watched, and I just went like, thanks for watching or listening. If you made it this far, please consider supporting us to see the rest of the video. You can find a link to our Patreon down below. If you join us at the $5 tier, you'll gain access to this episode, along with all of the other bonus episodes of the Zero Indent Review, where we cover things adjacent to the material we cover on the main feed. We do deep dives into specific topics, and then there's also kind of a mini series in there where me and Darth talk through, non-work related things, more life and creativity and things like that. We've got plenty of ideas for what we want to do with the Patreon this year. It really helps support us and helps us keep doing what we do. Independent media criticism like this takes a long time, and your support helps us keep doing it. So we appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.